Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United watching Barcelona midfielders. Marc Casado is now one of the most talked about names in the 2025 summer transfer window. The young Barcelona midfielder attracted the interest of three big Premier League clubs at once. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United are reportedly interested in bringing Casado to England. The impressive performance of the player last season was the main reason for increasing interest in him. Casado performed 36 times with the Barcelona first team in the 2024-2025 season. He scored 1 goal and contributed 6 assists before suffering a knee injury. His injury makes him rarely played since March and more often sit on the bench. This situation opens opportunities to leave for the 21-year-old player. Barcelona is believed to be ready to open the exit for Casado. Although he had become a mainstay, he was not the first choice in the middle of the dense midfield of the Xavi Hernandez squad. Casado is competing with big names like Frenkie de Jong, Gavi, and Pedri. Even other young midfielders, Marc Bernal, began to steal the spotlight. Reports from Courtofied said that Barcelona had set a price of around €50 million for Casado. This figure is considered reasonable given the high demand from the UK. Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly the two fastest clubs who contacted Casado representatives. Both of them were interested in adding the depth of the midfield before the new season began. On the other hand, Manchester United also showed an equally great interest. Coach Ruben Amorim is called an admirer of Casado playing style since he was still defending the Barcelona B team. The Red Devils are currently looking for a replacement for Christian Eriksen, who left the club for free. Casado is considered suitable to be part of their midfield regeneration. Although much in demand, Casado is not necessarily immediately leaving from Barcelona. In several previous interviews, he claimed to want to stay at Camp Nou throughout his career. However, the situation can change quickly. The lack of playing time and intense competition can make the 21-year-old player consider other options. Exitbound Barcelona star will remain under Hansi Flick's watch until future is decided. Barcelona goalkeeper Iñaki Peña is still waiting for his next move to be confirmed. However, according to Sport, the shot-stopper will keep training with the team until his future is decided. For now, though, Peña remains part of the squad, but it's clear that he has no role in Barcelona's plans for the coming season. Barcelona have already strengthened the goalkeeping options this summer. Joan Garcia has joined the club as the new first-choice goalkeeper, arriving from Espanyol. On top of that, the club has renewed Wojciech Szczęsny's contract, adding more competition between the posts. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is also still on the roster, although his future at the club remains uncertain. With so many options in goal, Barcelona find themselves in a situation of overbooking when it comes to keepers. Even so, Peña will begin preseason training as normal, alongside Garcia, Szczęsny, and ter Stegen. All players have been called in for medical checkups ahead of the team's first sessions under Hansi Flick, which will include both gym work and pitch training. Looking for the right move. Peña has a contract with Barcelona until 2026, but both the club and the player know that his time at Camp Nou is coming to an end. Several teams have shown interest in the goalkeeper since the end of last season, and he has received some attractive offers. However, no final decision has been made yet. Both sides are working together to find a move that suits all parties. Until then, Peña will continue to train at the Ciutat Esportiva, staying sharp while he waits for his next opportunity. Barcelona still not giving up on their hopes of signing 28-year-old star despite financial constraints. According to Mundo Deportivo, it has been learned that Barcelona are refusing to give up on their pursuit of Luis Diaz, as the Liverpool forward remains one of the top targets, even though the club continues to face financial struggles. At this moment, Diaz is taking some time before officially asking Liverpool for permission to leave. However, it is well known that Barcelona is his preferred destination. Since the start of his career, the Colombian winger has dreamed of wearing the blaugrana shirt. That desire has not faded, and insiders at the club believe he is still pushing for a move to Camp Nou. Right now, the timing of his transfer request is unclear. The tragic passing of his teammate Diogo Jota has paused any immediate plans. Out of respect for the situation at Liverpool, Diaz does not want to complicate matters or create extra tension in the dressing room by asking to leave during such a sensitive period. Despite this pause, Barca are carefully monitoring the situation. They expect Diaz to make a move in the coming days. The club is prepared to negotiate, but they do not intend to pay more than €60 million for the player. Considering Diaz is 28 years old and has 2 years left on his Liverpool contract, Barca believe this is a fair price. In terms of salary, there would be no major issues. Unlike some other targets, Diaz is willing to accept a wage packet that fits within Barcelona's current structure. He is not making complicated demands, and he isn't asking for release clauses tied to registration problems like Nico Williams did. Still, Barcelona are keeping other options open. Marcus Rashford remains a possible alternative. Manchester United have ruled him out of their plans for next season, which could make negotiations smoother for Barca if talks with Liverpool become too difficult. Barcelona not considering the sale of defensive ace despite economic pressure. As Barcelona gear up for yet another busy summer transfer window, the club are in desperate need of fresh sales in order to reduce the pressure on the balance sheet. Barcelona have no shortage of world-class talents who can fetch a good amount on the market. One of them is defensive leader Ronald Araujo. Barcelona have no shortage of world-class talents who can fetch a good amount on the market. One of them is defensive leader Ronald Araujo. The Uruguayan international is coming on the back of an indifferent season, which was marred by injuries. Araujo has since lost his place to Pau Cubarsí and Inigo Martinez in the pecking order. This led to intense speculation about Araujo's future, with many believing that he might be sold during the first 2 weeks of July when his release clause was lowered to under €70 million. However, that window is close to expiring now, and it appears Barcelona have no desire to sell Ronald Araujo at all. This is according to ARA, which suggests Araujo is considered a key member of the team despite his struggles over the year or so. Although it is true that Barca will continue to consider Cubarsí and Martinez as first-choice centre-backs, Araujo will be given a chance to prove himself. This is despite the fact that Barcelona have an overbooking in the centre-back area and must at least sell one defender this summer. While many had expected Araujo to leave, that is not the plan anymore. That odd defender, in fact, could be Andreas Christensen. The Dane has found himself in a precarious position, and with his contract expiring in 2026, Barcelona do not want to keep him for long. As for Araujo, the defender has shown a lot of commitment by cutting short his vacation and is ready to fight for his place in the first team next season.